In this video, we are going to talk about the concept of application domain. We'll also see how to configure it in the DataPower appliance. Without further delay, let's get started with the concept of application domain. When you purchase a DataPower appliance, you get a hardware. Of course, every computer has hardware. As part of hardware, you have computing resources in terms like Ethernet interfaces, you have RAM, you have hard disk spaces and processors and few more. Every computer consists of this hardware resource. To harness the power of this hardware, you need an operating system. So does DataPower. We call this operating system DataPower OS, which is its informal name. The formal name is DataPower firmware. How DataPower firmware allows you to harness the power of hardware resources that is present in DataPower. Meet application domain. Application domains, you can consider them like sandboxes. One that comes pre-installed with the DataPower is default application domain. However, you can create many other as much as you like. These application domains conceptually work as sandboxes, meaning the resources that are present inside those application domains are contained only inside that application domain. Normally, shareability is not allowed. However, there are exceptions, and I am going to show you when I configure the application domain practically in DataPower how resources can be shared between application domains. But usually people do not do that. So these application domain, they have their own set of management policies. They have their own set of file system, and they completely differ from other. For example, if you upload a file in dev-01 application domain, that file will not be visible in test-01 application domain. Similarly, if you create a service in dev-01, you will not be able to see that service in test-01. This does not mean, or it should not be confused with the fact that a service installed in dev-01 cannot be consumed in test-01. Yes, it can be consumed, but it will not be visible, meaning you cannot open it and edit its definition or make any change. So these application domains, they work perfectly like sandboxes. You can shut down an application domain without affecting others. You can restart an application domain without affecting others. You can delete an application domain, reset an application domain without affecting others. Moreover, you can increase or decrease the log level present in an application domain without affecting others. By looking at this diagram, it might look like application domains typically mirror environments present in an IT landscape. Yes, it is possible, but it is not the only possibility. I have seen appliances where you have application domains dedicated for B2B services, application domains dedicated for APIs, application domains dedicated for SOAP services, and so on. So application domains are sandboxes. However you want to use them is all up to you. Now that we understood the concept of application domain, let us go back to the DataPower to see how an administrator can configure an application domain. So I go back to the DataPower. Here you need to be in the default domain, first thing first. Second, you click on the search box, type in application domain. Here I come to an application domain. One is created here. I'm going to create another application domain from scratch. So click on the add button. Here you provide the name of the application domain. So maybe we can say test001. That's the name of my application domain. Here visible application domain. This is you have to remember few things. One, do not change default from here. I'll tell you what will happen if you change default, if you remove default from here in a moment. At the same time, I also want to tell you that here you can make the other application domain visible. For example, if I want this test 001 application domain to see what is present in dev 001 domain, I can add it over here. I'm going to add it. See what happens when I add. File permissions, important thing to remember. These are the permissions that you can exercise. For example, if I am in production, I will typically say that I will not allow the file to be deleted. Yes, I'll not allow file to be deleted. Maybe that will ensure that one can upload a file on the production in this application domain, but one will not be able to delete it ever. Okay, this can be changed if you wish. Cleanup is required. File monitoring of local directory. Every application domain has a local folder which holds typically the programmer defined resources like your XMLs, your XSLT, your gateway scripting file. Now, when you upload, download files from local directory, do you want the log to come on audit logging or regular logging? Right now you see there is none selected, meaning that if I upload anything in the local directory, the upload process itself will not be logged anywhere, or the download process or the delete process, right? But in production it makes sense if you enable them. That would ensure that anything that goes on the local folder of an application domain is thoroughly recorded on some kind of log which you can check and see later. Okay, so this is main tab. In the configuration, everything is as it should be, so you should not typically touch it, leave it as it is. Now if I click on the apply button, it is applied and I'm going to save the configuration. Move to the newly created application domain to see how it looks like. So I'm going to go to the test 001 application domain here and I go to its file system. Now I would like to talk about the topic that I parked before. What will happen if you remove the default application domain from the visibility? You look at this store folder over here. The store folder contains important Java scripts, important XSLT, and some of the important XML and XSTs. This is like a library folder in DataPower, some utilities which are provided to you by the DataPower product team. If you remove the default domain from the visibility, this store folder will go away. As a result, all the files which are present inside it will be inaccessible. So how it is going to impact you? Well, it will impact you if you reference those files inside your program. So programs that deal with antivirus scanning, that deal with SQL injection attack scanning, or for example that deal with JSON to XML conversion, those program will stop working. So use it with a caution. One. Second, I also made the dev 001 visible in this application domain. You can see on the file system there is a folder called dev 001. What this folder is and what it contains? It contains the local folder of dev 001. Remember, no other folder of dev 001 is visible here except the local folder. So you can see that what is present in the local folder of dev 001 is present over here as well. It is account data XSL. Let's go to dev 001 to double check this. I am in dev 001. You can go to file management, you can go to local, and you can see these files. So you understood now how the application domains are created, how to share data between application domains if at all it is required, and what is the purpose of domain visibility. That concludes the discussion of application domain. Thanks for watching.